Hey guys, welcome to another how-to video with Matt. Today I'm going to show you how to make this farm style shelf, but first you're going to need a few things. Alright guys, to get started on this project you're going to need a miter saw, a tape measure, you're going to need a pen or a pencil, you're going to need some screws with an impact driver, a number 10 countersink bit, you're going to need a sander with at least 180 grit sandpaper, you're going to need some 1x6 lumber shelving. You're going to need some mesh wire or chicken wire, doesn't matter which one. You can get stain or paint, doesn't matter which one. And it might help you with this project to have some wood clamps. Alright guys, so for this project you need 5 cuts total. You need to cut yourself out 3 boards at 21.5, and you need to cut yourself out 2 boards at 20 inches. Alright guys, so once you've got all 5 boards cut, you need to go ahead and run them through your sander or sand them down nice and smooth. I've already smoothed mine down real nice right here guys. As you can see, it's ready for stain, but before we stain it, we're going to go ahead and assemble the main frame of it, right? So I want you to take your 2 20-inch boards right here, and what you need to do now is mark your 4 corners on each board, right? You want to make marks for your countersink holes. So the best way to do this is to just take one of your other boards right here real quick, line it up with the end, pop you a line, go ahead and do the same on this side. Alright, so now that tells me that's the space I got to work with to put my countersink holes, right? So you don't want to be too close to the edge right there or anything. So what I want to do is come in a little bit, throw a sink hole there, throw a sinkhole there, do the same thing, come in a little bit, throw a sinkhole there, and I'll go ahead and drill out these 4, and then we'll flip our board around and do the exact same thing on the other side of these boards. Alright, so now that all my holes are marked all around, I'm going to go ahead and just drill them with my countersink number 10 bit right here on my impact. Alright, and we'll do that for the other side also. Alright, so now that my countersink holes are drilled all around, what I want to do is come and take my tape measure right here, and at 10 inches, I want to throw a mark about midpoint of the board right here. And then I want to do the exact same thing on this one and mark 10 inches also. And then I'm just going to take my speed square and make a nice straight line going across. And that is our center line. So what I'm going to do now is take a board, and I'm going to do it one at a time. You don't want to bunch them up, but they could be not the same measurements or something. So you just want to line it up real nice and straight. Go ahead and pop your line right there. And do the exact same thing on this board. Line it up nice and straight with the back of that line. Pop your line there. That's just a guide for your 2 countersink holes, alright? So now we can go ahead and mark those out. I'll throw one right here, here, and here. And we'll go ahead and drill those countersink holes out right there. Then we'll be ready to start putting it together. Alright, so now that we've got those countersink holes in our middle made right here, we just want to take one of our side boards right here, just kind of stick it to the side real quick. And we want to take one of our middle boards and our side board. And what you want to do guys is go ahead and line that up in each corner, get it nice, flush, and level, and then go ahead and shoot you 2 screws into your 2 holes right there. Alright, so once you've got that corner screwed together, you can go ahead and just turn it on its side just like this, and now you can take another one of your shelf pieces, And you want to line it up inside the bottom right here, just like that. And you want to go ahead and shoot some screws into this corner and get it lined up. So once we got this corner joined together, what we want to do is go ahead and spin it around right here, and we want to take our other side piece that we made, and we want to be sure that we have it lined up with the same board measurement. So we just take it over here, like this right here would be wronged, as you can see on the other side right here, guys. They wouldn't line up right. So what we need to do is flip this around. Now it's right where we want it. So now we can go ahead and put it down on here, and we can go ahead and screw both these corners together, guys. You want to go ahead and screw one corner first, and then you want to go ahead and screw your other corner in, and then we'll be ready to make a measurement for a middle piece. Now what I want to do right here real quick, just to be sure that we're lined up nice and good, is I want to take my tape, and as you can see, to the bottom line, that would be the bottom line of our board right here if it was inside the shelf, right? Because we're screwing it in from the outside, right? That's going to be 9 1/8. So what I want you guys to do is come up here to the top and measure out 9 1/8. And go ahead and throw you a mark down right there. Alright, so that'll indicate the bottom line of your shelf when we go to place it in. And you want to go to the other side of your board, and you want to do the exact same thing. You want to pull out your 9 1/8, and you want to mark it up here on your board. That's going to give you a good indication of where you need to place your bottom of your board in. Also, you need to flip it over and redo the exact same measurements. You want to put 9 1/4 and mark it there, and you want to put 9 1/4 and mark it there, and be sure that you're pulling from the exact same spot that you're pulling all your measurements from, and that'll help you line up your piece on your back side. Alright, so now that everything is lined up, what I want to do is go ahead and shoot some screws in while keeping it lined up with my lines. So I'm going to go ahead and do this top one first, but I'm not going to worry about this bottom one yet. I'm going to go ahead and go to the other side real fast and go ahead and shoot a screw in that side. Alright, so now that both screws of the top are on, now I'm going to do is flip it over. Just like that. And then I'm going to be sure that my lines are lined up nice and straight, which they are still. And then I'm going to go ahead and shoot my top 2 screws in here now. Alright guys, so now we've got our shelf fully assembled right here, guys. So what we're going to do now is get ready to stain or paint this, your choice of colors. And for this shelf right here, I'm going with some Jacob Bean stain, and it's good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and stain this piece, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so we finished staining our piece down, so we're just going to let that dry for about roughly 2 to 3 hours, and then we'll be ready to put our mesh wire on the back. Alright guys, so everything has dried on our stain right here. So what we want to do now is we want to get our chicken mesh wire, and you kind of want to go ahead and cut it out to the size that you're going to need, and you can always overcut so that you can trim it later. So you want to do is get one corner and get it nice and lined up with some of your bars right here. And you want to go ahead and just shoot some staples in there real quick, guys. Alright, so once you get one corner nice and started, you just want to come down and keep it tight and keep it level and straight. And you just want to come down and shoot you a couple more staples all throughout. And you want to go over your entire piece with staples and get it all nailed down. And then once you get it all stapled down, see how I got like excess, then you want to just take your little wire cutters or aviation shears, whichever ones you have, and you just want to cut it down and trim it so that it fits nice and right with your piece, just like that. Alright guys, so there we go. We got our wire mesh on, and now you can see what it looks like. You can go ahead and hang this on your wall, or you can use it for a countertop shelf. You can store many different things on these guys. I think these look awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Peace.